Salute to you all. The brave never fall. Self-love through freedom and connection. So feel free to connect to the brave never fall on these social media platforms. If you find anything of value in this following podcast, hit that like button, subscribe and share, and support the brave and bold tribe growing one purposeful soul at a time. How are you feeling? Take a moment to do a self-check-in for yourself. How are you feeling mentally? How are you feeling emotionally? How are you feeling physically? How are you feeling spiritually? Are you feeling balanced? Are you still journeying on an intentional, purposeful path? How are you feeling? Balancing yourself is a healthy daily practice that will reliably keep you in harmony with your entire mind, body, heart, and soul. Clear your mind. Take a moment of silence for yourself right now in the moment. You are here now. How are you feeling? This world has all that you need to live a purposeful and fulfilling life. Life is going to give you what you seek from it. Every day when you wake up, your senses are telling you it needs things. Life is stimulating you that way. Every morning when you wake up, when you choose to actively do something that day, your mind is going to start receiving signals from this world. It'll start allowing you to feel comfortable with the decisions that you make based on what's going on around you. We're affected by this world. We're affected by other people, places, and things. If we wake up and the weather isn't quite the way we want it, it has an effect on us. If we wake up and it's later in the day than we thought we wanted to wake up, we had other plans, that affects us. If we get to the point where The sun has gone down, we've moved into night, and we know we have a limited time to get through the day, or the rest of the night. That affects us. So we're being stimulated every single day with things and people and places all the time. That's going to get in our minds, it's going to get in our heart, our bodies, and it's definitely going to get in our souls. And when we're more balanced and tapped into who we are, those things don't feel as heavy. They don't feel as if they have such negative effects. When we can allow this world to just happen and we adjust to it based on who we are as individuals, not what's going on around us, but we can detach and say, I'm me. I know what I have to do today. It doesn't matter what the weather's like. It doesn't matter what time of day I woke up. This world is telling me whatever I want to do within the structure of it today, I can do it. And when you do that over and over and over again, that equals self-discipline. And when you can center it with self-love, you can't go wrong. Each of us is responsible for our own happiness, no one else. It is our commitment to ourselves that holds us truly accountable for our actions, our thoughts, emotions, fears, anxieties, and our growth. To grow, we must first understand what we are growing. Then we must acknowledge why we are growing. What will we become? That question can either fill your heart, mind, body, and soul with positive anticipation or negative hesitation. We all need focus, discipline, and love for what we feel we are aligned with. Life stimulates all of our senses each day. We don't need to go on a treasure hunt to track down what we need to thrive in life. A short journey to the mirror is a great start. Who are you? Great question to start with. Much harder to answer the question truthfully. Facing who we truly are each day is one of your first victories you will gain each day. Each sunrise is a new you. Gaining small victories each morning starts with you accepting the current version of yourself and actively doing whatever it takes to be a better you tomorrow. We must challenge ourselves each day to be completely honest with ourselves, our actions, thoughts, feelings, our health, our relationships, and most importantly, our self-love. At the core, self-love is where you will always return to when life is throwing you curveballs. It's the one place that would always be safe for you, especially if you are standing upon firm values and morals, and you're owning up to all of your flaws, mistakes, and disappointments in life. Who is in that mirror? You. Only you. Your life is no different. Only you can live your life. Only you can find what you need from life to thrive, to have a purposeful and a fulfilling life. You'll find the answers you seek within yourself. Enterprise of Emotions, Strength, and Happiness, Episode 5, Life Stimulation. Small victories. There's something that is really important to the brave never fall. The small victories you gain each morning, it sets you on a path each day for its own little journey that you're going to have each day. That path is always going to continue to go, no matter what. Whether you choose to stop on your path or you keep going, that path is still going. That's what makes life so hard sometimes. When we know there's much further to go, and we're choosing to stop, turn around, or take a different direction. And a lot of times that comes from us not trusting ourselves. A lot of times that comes from us being influenced by other people, right or wrong. A lot of times that comes from life hitting us in ways where we're not expecting. A lot of times it comes from severe tragedies in our life, when we lose people and life just seems like it has our number. That's what we always think. Life must have my number. We have to take time to think about the other side. There's always a balance. So if you feel that way, there's always an opposite way you could be feeling. If you think that way, there's always an opposite way you could be thinking. If your heart is broken, there's always a way it could be healed. The important thing is you have to acknowledge these things. Self-awareness is huge. And if we can wake up every day and say, I know that this path is going to keep going with or without my movement, what am I going to do to balance this out? Am I going to stand here and not do anything, or am I going to keep moving? It really doesn't matter how fast you're moving on the path. What matters is you keep moving. Standing in stasis and not moving, that's not a good way of approaching your journey each day. How do you expect to grow if you don't move? We're not plants. We're not trees. We can't just grow up into the air and say we're good. We're human beings. We were meant to travel. We were meant to move, to adapt, to evolve as human beings. You are not who you were 20 years ago if you're at this age. No matter what age you are. If you're 20 years old, you're not a baby. If you're 40 years old, you're not 20. And so on. You are who you are right now. It doesn't matter who called you a name in high school and made you feel upset and bad about yourself. It doesn't matter how many pounds you put on in the last 5 months. It doesn't matter that you lost your dream job. It doesn't matter you can't afford to go to the school that you want to go to. It doesn't matter if your church closed down. It doesn't matter if you're having things in your life that you claim, hey, this is a reason for me to give up. You may say, well, all those things do matter. They do matter. But when we say it doesn't matter to your definition of yourself. All of those things, all those events, they do not define you. They're only allowed in your life at this point in time because they're affecting you in a certain type of way. They're hitting you all in the right places, all at the wrong time. But those scenarios and those things and those people, they do not define you. You define you. You have to align with who you are. And we wake up each day and we want things from life. We want to be stimulated from life. We want life to make sure that we're happy. We want to make sure that this place is still here when we want to go there. We want to make sure that this person still loves us in the way that we feel fulfilled. We want to have all these things in life that we think, quote unquote, defines us. But really, when you just strip it all down, when you stop with the bullshit and you think, who the hell am I? That is what matters. That is what matters the most. What is all that stuff you want and all those people that you desire to have in your life and all those things that you want and all the places you want to visit? What are those things if you, in who you are, fully trusting in who you are, is not present? And there's a false version of you that's interacting with those things or visiting those places or in relationships with people. What is the truest version of you? How do you know that if you don't strip everything down to its simplest components and you look at it? You look at the blueprint honestly and you say it's working or it's not working. It has potential. It needs to be restructured. Those are honest questions. And they're not easy questions. They're hard, and it takes time to figure these things out. Could you imagine walking up to a building and saying, this building was built by one person, from blueprint to every brick laid to every light fixture, one person did it? You would look at this person and say, I'm not sure what drugs you're taking, but it's powerful. Because if you think one person went from blueprint and built this structure, this 100-story building, by themselves with no help, you're living in a fantasy. Meaning, in our lives, in life itself, whether you like it or not, you're going to encounter people who are going to help you on your journey, which is why sometimes it does take longer from other people. Sometimes the right person needs to show up in your life. The right thing needs to show up in your life. The right place needs to show up in your life. And how do we know that these things are going to actually work until we figure out who we are, so we can acknowledge that, okay, it has the potential to work. You don't know what you don't know. And people, we see this all the time. It's people who allow great opportunities to pass them by because they're not even aware that the opportunity is for them in the first place. The opportunity is going to go right past them because they have no insight into who they are to even recognize the opportunity presenting itself. These are the people, when you look back on their lives, when they look back on their lives, they'll say, wow, that opportunity came by me and I didn't even see it. We can all raise our hands and say we've done that. There have been opportunities when we look back in our lives. It could be as short as a year ago. It could be 10 years ago, when we say to ourselves, wow, I really dropped the ball on that opportunity. I was not prepared. I wasn't even aware. Then we can approach that idea with another set of mindsets. Are we going to look at that and say, well, missed opportunity? Or we can say, why can't I recreate that opportunity? Who says I can't create that opportunity that I missed? It'll be a little different. It may take me a little bit longer than the opportunity I had that just seems to fall in my lap and I wasn't ready for it. But that doesn't mean I can't recreate it. Now, if I can apply that to something like that, why can't I apply that to my relationships? I missed an opportunity with a person. Now I know what to look for. Because I've done the homework on myself, I now know exactly who I want in my life. I don't have to guess anymore. I know these values and morals and the things that I see in myself, I would like to align with that in a person as much as possible. Nobody's perfect. You're never going to align completely with someone, but you want to have that fair alignment. You want to be treated fairly. You want to be treated as a person. These are things that if you dig into yourself and find out who you are, you accept nothing less than that. Same with the opportunities. You will accept nothing less than the opportunities you know that you can create for yourself because you're aligned with them. How do we get to this point? We have to start listening to life. Life starts within you. So the life stimulation doesn't come from external things. It doesn't come from all this stuff around you, all these people and these places and these things. These opportunities that we're looking for are going to come to us when we are ready to see them. When you're ready to see the opportunity, it will present itself to you. Once it's presented to you, it's up to you to be prepared to take on the responsibility of taking that opportunity and doing something with it. Not just taking the opportunity and saying, hey, I'll save this one for later. It doesn't work that way. You're either going to take the opportunity or you're going to throw it away. And this can be applied to people, places, and things. It doesn't matter what it is because it's coming from you. And we can often get really wrapped up in the perception of failure when it comes to opportunity. That's a scary thing for people. It stresses people out when you're taking on an opportunity and you feel like you're aligned with it and it's just not working out. You know, you go to a place, a workplace, and dream job, you thought, just not working out. That relationship, great relationship, took some time to figure out, you think everything's going great, and you just realize, I'm just not aligned with this person. I'm just not. You can't force life. Life has to come to you. Life is like a freaking cat. You know, you can say, hey, to a dog, call the name, most time they're going to come to you. That doesn't always work with a cat. A cat's going to look at you and say, I'll come to you when I'm freaking ready to come to you. And I might only be there for half a second. I might let you touch my tail for half a second, and I'm going to be gone. You might not see me for half the day. I'll come and return to you when I'm ready. Life is a lot like that. Those opportunities are a lot like that. They come and they go. So you have to be prepared, but also know that they're coming. That cat is going to return. You know this. You don't have to worry about it. The cat will return no matter what. You just don't get to dictate when and how. Or you can force it and piss the cat off. That's always an option too. Being more natural with it reduces the stress in you and the damn cat. So we can treat life the exact same way. You want to reduce stress in your life, accept the fact that the opportunities will be coming. They're just not going to come when you want them to come. So if we do want these things to come in our life and we want to get a little impatient and say, hey, what can I do? There are things we can do. We can create. We can put ourselves in a place where we're ready for it. So when that opportunity comes, not only are we acknowledging that the opportunity is here, the opportunity of the great relationship, the great job, the whatever it is you're trying to get, the car that you're trying to buy, the house that you're trying to close on. When these things start to come into your life, the work has to be done before they come into your life, not when it hits you. You want to take the ball and keep running. You don't want to stop. It's just like a race with a baton. When you pass it to the next racer, fluid motion, the other racer needs to keep going. You're basically passing the baton to yourself, to your future self, and you want to keep going. But you have to be prepared. You have to stay on pace. You have to stay on track. You have to keep moving. We can't just stay on the path and say, I hope somebody gives me that baton, and when I get it, I'm gonna run. And no, you're not. You're rusty. You're going to probably trip and fall. You're not ready to accept the baton just yet. So what do? People say, well, that seems like an awful lot of work. I'm pretty content with where I am right now. My life is great. I'm stimulated by my house, my family, my cars, my things, my collections, my friends, all these things in my life. I'm already stimulated by all these things. I don't need to stimulate myself. I have all this stuff. That mentality is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Just know, with that type of mentality, you're basically defining yourself by other people, places, and things. You're not defining yourself by yourself. You're defining yourself by the people in your life, the things that you have. What happens if and when all of those things are taken away from you and it's just you? This is where we see people get into deep depressions. The anxiety takes over. They don't have a clue what to do. Now, we all have anxiety. There's nothing, but we can't escape that. We all have stress. We all have days where we're down. There's nothing wrong with that. We're talking about prolonged periods of time here. We're not talking about one day. Anybody can have a bad day. Anybody can have a string of bad days. Those bad days are more manageable in life when you are prepared for them ahead of time. When you know, just like the cat coming back, the bad day is going to come back. And when it happens, are you prepared? Are those people, places, and things in your life going to aid you and help you in ways where you really feel like, I don't have to worry about it because this place, this person, and this thing, these external things are going to protect me. I don't have to protect myself. Again, those things are true. We do have people, places, and things in our life that will help protect ourselves from when those bad days come, will help us get through it. But guess what makes those things even stronger? When the strongest part of that is coming from you. Those are added bonuses. The strongest part of you protecting yourself by knowing who you are and what you can endure comes from you. Because no one else can live your life. You're not guaranteed that that person, place, or thing are going to be there every single time. Consistently. These things are living their own lives. Those people that are there for you consistently, it only takes one time for them not to be there for you for things to change in a heartbeat. And how many times have we been through that as individuals? Where a reliable person, place, or thing was in your life, and all of a sudden, just like that, the game changes. Now you're by yourself. Are you prepared to be by yourself? Suddenly you realize, I should have done a little bit more work on myself, and I shouldn't have relied so heavily on this person, place, or thing. It's your life. You have to stimulate your own life. You have to stimulate your own growth, your own evolution. You have to adapt every single day. When that sun comes up, it's a beacon. It's a beacon that says to you, hey, I'm literally giving you energy today. You're not going to be great every day. You're not going to have all the energy in the world every single day. This is life we're talking about here. There are going to be days where you're exhausted, you're tired, you're mentally wore out. Those days are fine. Those are human days. Those are days we have as human beings. There's no getting around that. I don't care who you are. You're going to have days where you just don't have, quote unquote, it. But the mentality of knowing that that is not your total consistent, disciplined life where every single day, just beyond the measure of for you to even see beyond that, all you see is bad days. When you get to that point, there has to be something you have to change in your life. There has to be some type of an adjustment, some type of an acknowledgement, some ownership, some responsibility, some discipline, some self-control, some self-respect, some self-love that you have to have for yourself to make sure that that is not your story. That is not your definition of yourself. The easiest way to do that is to just reel it back in and, again, look at yourself. Whether it's in a mirror or you close your eyes and you internally dig into who you are, you will find so quickly that the answers to all of that bad stuff is right there inside of you. It's right there. You just have to do the work. You have to commit to doing the work. And it takes a long time. It's a recognition of what is the problem here? Where am I disconnected with myself at? Where are my imbalances? Where could I be better? Why am I missing so many opportunities? Why are so many of my relationships failing? Why can't I make more money? Why am I so miserable? Why am I so unhappy? Why do I rely on all of these people, places, and things, and I don't rely on myself enough? These are all questions. They all have answers. And all the answers are extremely simple. They're not hard at all. You have to get to a place where you understand yourself. When you understand yourself, you won't miss the opportunities. You'll be creating the opportunities in small doses. When the big opportunities come, you're ready for them. You've already created enough in your life where you don't have to wish. You don't have to hope and get to a place where you're hoping to be lucky. There's nothing wrong with hope. There's nothing wrong with wishing. There's nothing wrong with being lucky. But a lot of that can be created on your own. And again, you can take all those things. Now, hope is a bonus. Wishing is a bonus. Manifesting is a bonus. These are bonuses. You don't have to worry about it if you don't get them, because you are creating these things on your own. It may take longer than the big one lucky day where something huge happens to you. That one wish finally comes through. That manifestation finally grows into your life. The created ones takes a little bit longer. A lot of times though, once you start doing it, you start to see that it doesn't have to be a quick process, because each day you're adding another piece to yourself. If you're heading in the right direction, you're going to get to a point where every single day you're adding another piece that's extremely valuable in whatever you're creating. But you have to keep moving. You're not going to find the pieces if you're standing still. You have to be prepared for the baton. You have to stay on track. You have to keep going. Life is not going to get easier because you hope it to. Life won't get less complicated because you wish it to. Life won't get less chaotic because you're in a place of, I'm just going to manifest everything good in my life. It's fine to do that. But we have to also take a step back and look at ourselves in full every single day, because we're changing. Everything's in motion. Self-reflection is huge. When you get to a point where you feel like automatically when you're unbalanced, then you've gotten to a place where, okay, this is the proper momentum to keep up, to keep pace with no one else but myself. I want to keep pace with what I know my potential is. I want to keep pace with what I know my growth is. I don't want to procrastinate my growth. I don't want to procrastinate my relationships. I want to figure them out. But I also don't want to get in too big of a hurry. I don't want to place judgment. I don't want to assume. I want to know. How do we do that? By trusting ourselves. You don't have to guess when you trust yourself. You don't have to wonder. You don't have to assume. When you know who you are, it doesn't matter what other people are doing. It doesn't matter what the places are doing, and it doesn't matter what the things are doing. It only matters what you're doing. You let the other stuff figure itself out, and you, with your presence and your essence in each situation, you step forward and say, this is me. I'm going to adjust to every person, place, or thing that's in my life today. We have no control over other people. We like to think that we do. We don't have control over much in our lives, but we do have control over ourselves. We do have control over ourselves. We can figure ourselves out. That's the one thing we can put 100% effort into and be rewarded with 100%. Think about that. You put 100% effort into who you are, you will be rewarded with 100% outcome. Some people say, well, I've done this 100% and I'm still unhappy. You didn't dig deep enough. There's always more. You can't get to a place and say that's good enough. There's always more. Everybody's different though. What one person considers to be a simple life, another person considers to be extremely complicated, and vice versa. So we can't judge our lives based on anyone else. All we can do is wake up and say, what is this life going to stimulate me to do today? What is this world going to do to stimulate me today? What am I doing to actively become a better person each day? To learn something new each day, to level up each day, to smile and be happy, to have things be simple, to simplify your life. We look at things like money. The more money we have, the happier we'll be. We just know that that is just simply not true. We look at all the things that we have in life. The more cars and houses I have, I'm going to be happier. And that simply is not true. If I'm in the greatest relationship of all time, I'm going to be happy. Simply not true. If you're not happy with yourself, you won't be happy with anything else. The happiness is there with those things because you're happy with yourself. You're happy with life. You're stimulated by it. You can't wait to wake up and experience life each day. That's what happiness is. A person who can do that is living the truest definition of being fulfilled. The truest definition of living their purpose. The truest definition of accepting, acknowledging, and owning who they are. Fixing the problems as they come. Taking advantage of the opportunities as they arrive. Growing each day. Not making excuses, not blaming other people. Not being neurotic and hoping people cling to you because you want them to. You have to earn every relationship. You have to earn every opportunity. You have to earn everything, every place you have in life. You have to earn it. It's just that simple. Nothing in this world is just going to be given to you because you deserve it. Because you believe you deserve it. It's gonna come into your life because it's aligned with you. It is your life. It is something you are fulfilling within yourself. It has nothing to do with the external. You owe no one an apology for who you are. You owe no one an apology for what you want, why you want it, how long it's going to take you to get it. These are things that you have to feel comfortable within yourself. You should not give a fuck what anybody else thinks about you. It is none of your business to care about what other people's opinions of you are. You invest fully 100% into yourself, you will get 100% return on your investment from yourself. And the bonuses comes from the people that you're going to align with, the places that you align with, the people that you align with in life will show up and they'll say, hey, there's something about you that I'm aligned with. And you will know it. It won't even be a question. You won't feel like you're forcing the opportunity. When those things pop up in your life, you just will feel aligned with them. With the job opportunities, with the churches, with your doctor. You will feel aligned with these people. There's no forced issues there. There's no awkward conversations. Because you know who you are. You're not forcing life. The only thing that you're forcing is you're forcing yourself to stay on track. Everything else will come easily. Especially when you can truly accept who you are and you try to staple it down to self-love for yourself. Because that's where you're going to come back to every time. You're going to tether yourself to self-love. Because that's where all the questions start. I love myself too much to do this, to be in a relationship with this person. It's not egotistical. It's you taking responsibility for your life, taking ownership of your life. Because if you don't do it, nobody else is going to do it for you. And if you fail at your own life, you want to talk about judgment coming from other people. That's when it really comes. When people see that, what have you done to help yourself? When they see that you haven't done anything, when you're wanting more than you deserve, when you haven't earned anything in life, but you want these people to be in your life. You want the perfect relationship, the perfect job, the perfect house and car and family. You want all these things in life. You want all the money, but you haven't earned anything. Life does not just hand you things. We have to create on our own. We have to make our mark in life. We have to make sure we understand that who we are outside of the influence of other people and their judgments and assumptions and trying to control and manipulate us, all that stuff on the outside doesn't matter. Does not matter. What matters is, what are you doing to yourself? Do you have self-discipline and self-control? Do you have self-respect for yourself? Are you allowing other people to dictate your actions? Are you allowing other people to make you feel a certain way because they want you to be a certain way? These are all things you have to defend yourself against, but at the same time, don't even look at it like defense. You look at it like, that's not me. I will not align with that. So you take the defense work out of it. When you get all the way back down to the tether of, when you're tethered to self-love, when it's coming from a place where I'm me, I don't only want any answers. And the people I'm aligned with will align easy. The things will align easy. The places will align easy. The moment it becomes forced, something is off. Life is not about forcing things. Life is about adapting and allowing things to flow naturally. It's about feeling free. You're connected to everything in this world. That's what life is about. We want to be stimulated every day. We want passion. It's right there inside of you. You don't have to hunt for it. It's not a treasure hunt. You are not a pirate. There's no pot of gold at the bottom of the sea. You cannot go to another planet and find some kind of weird alien civilization that's going to give you the key to life and make everything easy for you. We don't live in fantasy world. We live in real life. And real life says you write your own script for your own story. And you're only responsible for your story. Everyone else is responsible for theirs, and we're in this play of life. And everybody's playing their part. What do you want from your story? You can put anything into the story. But it's always better if you're putting in things that are aligned with who you are. When you know yourself and you're aligned with who you are, that story is going to come out damn near perfect. It's going to come out beautiful. It's going to come out as something you will want to read over and over and over again. Your own story. You won't find successes in other people, in places and things. You won't find joy, peace, and happiness in other people, places, and things. You won't find it there. You have to find it in yourself first, and then those things will come to you. Got to put in the 100% work into yourself first. If we want all those bonuses of those great people that are going to enter our life, those great opportunities that are going to enter our life, those places, those great things that we're going to have in life, you're going to get them. You're going to get them because you've already done the work with yourself. You've already put in the effort. You've shown yourself that you mean something to you, that you are the most important thing in your life. You are the most valuable thing in your life. You. Once you figure that out, those things are going to come to you. But we have to do the hard work first. Have to figure out ourselves first. And it's a long road and there is no end. You will always be figuring yourself out because every time that sun comes up, it's a new you. And every version of yourself each day has a responsibility to keep passing the baton. Your mission for today is to just be honest with yourself about a few things. This is not something that you're going to write down. This is not something that you're going to do once. This is something you should be doing every single day. And that is continue asking yourself every single day, what are you doing that is tethering you to your self-love? What are you actively doing that is making sure you stay on track and you're not losing pace with the vision for yourself? What are the things? Are you keeping up with your goals? Are you not taking people for granted? Are you acknowledging that there are things in your life that you need to change? Are you aware of issues in your life as far as discipline? Are you aware of issues in your life as far as procrastination? Are you actively monitoring your health properly? Are you going outside enough and getting oxygen and getting sunshine? Are you doing the things in life that will aid you in feeling happier with yourself first? So that's the mission, is to let's take all the external stuff and push it to the side, and let's focus on the individual, which is you. And this is something you have to do every single day. You have to be consistent with it. To stay on pace, to stay on track, you have to be consistent with the model that you have presented for yourself, that you have created for yourself. You have to be consistent with your values and your morals. The days that you don't feel so in tune with yourself and you feel unbalanced, and you're not feeling yourself, those days I should say, are the most important ones. To stay on track with it, to say, okay, where am I at? Why am I unbalanced? Why are things not working out the way I want? And that's the mission every single day, is to make sure you reel it in, tether it to self-love, and continue being who you are, and not worry about what everyone else is doing, what all the things and the places are doing. We're only worrying about what you are doing. Let's get you back to happiness. And you do whatever it takes to make sure that that happens. This is your day. You are here now. These are your moments. You own them. You are brave, bold, powerful. You do believe in yourself. You know you have more in the tank. You know the glass is half full. There is still more room for improvement. There is no end. Believe, believe, believe in yourself. You do believe in yourself. You do believe you can do whatever it takes to get the job done. You don't procrastinate. You don't embellish. You don't lie. You're true to yourself. Peace is in your mind. Peace is in your heart. Peace is in your body. It is definitely in your soul. You are greatness. You have purpose, intentful purpose. You are here for a reason. You are ambitious. You are loving. You are kind, empathetic, compassionate. You are self-love. You have self-control, self-respect. You are joy, peace, freedom, happiness. You are connected to everything in this world and in this universe. And if no one has told you this today, I love you. You deserve to hear that. Salute to you all. The brave never fall. Learn, laugh, and level up.